Today we're having a look at the 2023 Atlantic Youth Touch Cup Girls 18's Grand Final.
Oh, how about that? It's even better.
Count of the man, count of the hour.
That is sensational.
Okay, so we have the Girls 18's Grand Final between England and France. France with the ball, England defending their line. The Atlantic Youth Touch Cup. So we have our first try of the day. Is a quickie. So let's have a look at this play again. I was only actually made aware of this competition recently, actually. I didn't know this existed, and it was after watching a few games. It's actually really exciting, and there's some good quality touch footy played. So it's a quickie first up. Now both of our middles are here. Whoop, pan, both, yeah, pan, there it is. Both of our middles are here. 1, 2, and links here, and we have 2 middles in the ruck. So we've gone through quickie plenty of time before. Short side quickie, she'll step short side, straighten up, take on this player who's made the touch, and try to beat her. Now, the first thing we see here is we've got 2 middles up in the touch sort of area, which we never really want to do. The reason being is now neither of them can actually do anything until they're onside. And by them being so far off the line, it's going to take them longer to get onside. So this middle here that's further away, she can actually be back here, which is what we call pre-touch, which exists on another one of my videos. We talk about pre-touch and post-touch. So our pre-touch means we can get back on the line before the touch is made. So when this player makes the touch and hopefully pulls to her short side to protect the 3-on-3, which she does eventually, and she dives and scores at the feet. Grounding, questionable, but doesn't matter. She got through the gap. But we'll talk about the toucher now. And if you look at the way that she's running now, it's good. Okay, she's running towards the short side. But if she finds herself getting beat on here, she'll probably need to just increase her angle to cut off that dive. It'll open up her inside shoulder a lot more, but it'll have her short side, the 3-on-3, protected a lot better. So she's running that good now, but if you look at the way that she made the touch, she makes it with her left hand, and I can see the number 10 on her back because she's faced this way. Now, if she had have made the touch with her other hand and she's completely flipped around, she's already in a good spot to protect her corner or protect her short side, but she's had to do a full 180 spin, and it's probably just the difference between being her there and there. And you see how close it was, the grounding. And I think she would have made that touch had she made the touch on using the correct arm and the correct body shape. So we have a rooster here. This one's unlucky, so we're not going to talk too much about the defense because it's just a slip over. I think they were doing everything correct on that short side to get that protected. But we'll talk about a rooster. I haven't got a breakdown on this move yet. We have a link here and a middle's going down for the link again on the middle. The only thing I will say about this is pre-touch. This player here and all our open side players need to be reading that this touch is coming and getting back on side as early as possible. The short side, they can. It doesn't matter as much. Like in a perfect world, yes, you want to be progressing forward as quickly as we can, but in a nutshell, you're just manning up here. So the middle goes down for the link, and this middle here is going to be running at the girl that made the touch because she's the one that's most offside. So she's going to attack that player and then try and beat her either way, and she can score the try if she can. If she beats her and someone else comes in, we have the option to pass. So the defender, as you can see, she's made the touch correct with body shape. She's pulled corner, and she's just got onside there to square up, and she's just fell over. So really unlucky there, but the rooster was run fairly well. All I would say is that when you're running onto the rooster, you need to, instead of just running at that player, we need to identify, well, first thing is we need to be a lot closer. So we probably could have been a little bit full with our run, but we need to try and actually beat them. So she just runs that flat line there, or that straight line. She needed to probably put on a little step And I don't think she would have scored that had she not have slipped over. So see a lot of the good plays when you're attacking the offside player. When they're turned one way, you step the other way. So I've got another rooster here, and there's the turn there. Exactly what I was talking about. So number 6 is running at the number 33, who's offside. But again, I think this is where the girls got trapped a little bit in this game. They had the two middles up too far, making the touches. I've only watched this game very briefly to make the clips of this video. But so when number 6 attacks the 33 here, because this player here was trying to get onside, she took her eyes off the ball. Now she may have thought, yes, I'm closing this gap, which is where the ball carrier would normally dive. But because she didn't have eyes on the ball, she's overran where she was supposed to defend. And now the ball carrier has gone, okay, I've got free access to this player's hole. And rather than passing it, I'm just going to go myself. But that's the step that I was talking about. She starts her run direct, and then she steps. And there's the grounding. That's a very important part of attacking the offside player. If she continued her run this way and didn't deviate at all, she's got it covered because of her body shape. All right? That's the important of a step or a snap, or however you call it. And you might not think that you've got a very good step, but remember that player is running away from you. So it's quite easy to step as long as you change your angle at some degree. Puns. As long as you change your angle, you're going to beat them 9 times out of 10. Unless they're really good at defending on a retreat, which not many people are. Let's face it. What have we got here? Quickie again. This time she's gone the pass. So this play here, we actually had, you can see a girl off the back. France actually had someone sent to the sin bin. Or force subbed actually. She was force subbed. I'm not sure what it was for. But she was force subbed. So for this play, until she... Basically, if you're force subbed, you need to hurry. You need to get off the field, because the longer you take to get off the field, the more defending you've got to do with one player down. So you just make a beeline to your box and just don't worry about running out the back. So defending 5 on the field, this is probably a good idea to do a breakdown on this completely, but it's hard. Like, you don't ever expect that you're always going to defend this, but the best practice to minimize the attacking chance is the middle player doesn't make touches. Obviously, she's got to make a touch if she's saving a try, but on the dump to set up a play, you want the two links as such to be making these touches. If you can make a touch as a link, you just pull a very hard corner and let these 3 girls defend either 4 or even 5 players as well. If the middle person makes the touch, all it takes is a little quarterback play or something for her to be beaten, and no matter what, you've either got a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-2. So if you beat one player, you're pretty much toast. But if you can make the touch and you just beeline it for the short side, at least you know that you've got 3 defenders on your inside. Much higher rate of shutting down a play. But obviously the France team hadn't really had much practice defending 5, and look, to be honest, not many teams do, and she pulled the corner just like she would any other touch, marking this player up rather than marking this player up and having everyone else sort of come in. But it's a good idea. I've just talked myself into making a video now of defending with a player down 5-on-5. So France hit back. Rooster. Not bad. Let's have a look at this one. So we're running at the offside player, which is number 5. Our pre-touch in this is actually quite good, especially with our link. She's back on the line pretty much. Our middle's probably halfway there. Pre-touch, probably the best that we've seen so far. So she runs the rooster line, and then she sort of curls around to try and get this player interested. Which she does. And then she passes off the ball, because we've got now 1, 2, 3 with 1, 2. But if this link was up high off the line, and as soon as she gets the ball, she can make the touch, because she'll be standing in between the 2 France players. and she can just reach in with her arm, her left arm, and make that touch. That's why we always want to emphasize the importance of getting high off the line, especially if you're an open side link. Just getting up nice there, so you're pretty much a nuisance. You're in the way of everything. You just, causing havoc up in the channel. Because she sort of, she got back on the line really good. The pre-touch was really good, but she sort of tracked the line laterally, and you're at risk for a dive there, basically. But nice little play by France. What do we got here? Out ball. This is nice. This is not something that you normally see, that I normally see in international games, especially like women's games that I've watched, is an out ball. Now, what England have done very well is they've just scored off a rooster. So they're shaping to run that rooster again with number 6, looking like she's going to run at number 12, who's the offside player. But again, France are just caught up having 2 middles up too far again. So number 19 knows that she's got to cover this sort of gap, because number 6, who's getting the ball, will beat this player, step in, and is at risk of diving there and scoring. So yes, you do want to be protecting that middle channel. However, if you were already back here, you could be moving forward doing that, keeping your eye on the ball, and be able to react a lot better. Because she's momentum is all going this way, they change their line and run outwards, which just is against the rain, and it catches you wrong-footed. There it is there. By the time the France girl has turned around to chase the player, the England player is already on a run. So it's like getting a head start. And there it is there. And the way to defend that is, if the link can get off the line and be up here, she blocks the option for more passing and can reach in and make the touch, just like that last rooster. It's a very daunting thing getting off the line, because you're sort of, I guess in a way you feel protected being on the line. You can feel like you're on your own out there off the line, but it's definitely worth trying as much as you can. So we've got a little quickie, and it's nice honesty here from England. Again, England's pre-touch is actually very good on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all getting back on the line actually very quickly. So the toucher can pull her corner, and everyone else can start progressing forward. So let's see what happens in post-touch though, because this leads to a try. Okay, so we've got 1 moving forward, 2 moving forward, 3 moving forward. All's looking good so far. Number 36 is now known that the toucher has pulled corner, so she's changed her angle. Very good from both attack and defense. So let's see what happens from this middle here, as in the one that didn't make the touch, that should be moving forward now. She does. But at the last minute, she goes to this player here. If she had have committed to making the touch there, that would be perfect hold late shutdown defense. Whether or not the toucher has actually told her to release or that she can make the touch, I'm not sure. But if she just had have leaned in and make that touch, because our link here is making the touch on this girl running this line, and our winger is in a nice channel where she can come in or go out. So the girl is calling the touch now, and then she changes her mind and says no, that she didn't get it. Now that's great honesty. A lot of people in the past have complained that touch football is full of phantoms, but as you get to a higher level, there's a lot of gamesmanship and respect and sportsmanship and all that sort of stuff, and we don't really get too many phantoms. And there's another one. There's another perfect example of great honesty in touch footy. So we have a sweeper. So it's a middle play the ball. She's going to dive in on the inside shoulder. Now that's very important, getting the inside shoulder and hopefully twisting the toucher's body inwards. So when you sweep around, she's got to turn a 180 to actually come and chase you. And then the dumper will basically take out a position on that link as well. So she'll just keep moving to the left, and the dummy half will pop the pass up and be an option on the inside. So there's the inside shoulder. That's really good shape from this defender. She's not actually trying to contest the ruck. She's just making the touch and getting out of there. She's got good distance, the defender, to recover. Sweeper comes around, and there's the step. And she's just going to go for that little gap on the inside. Now the touch is not at fault here. Okay? She can give up her inside shoulder. Her responsibility is to make sure that she doesn't get beat on the outside. If she gets stepped on the inside, it's now 1, 2, 3 players' job. And this would be a lot easier, once again, if France didn't have both middles up making the touch. And this is really what's let France down with their defense. Is they're good enough to react post-touch to this sort of stuff, but their pre-touch is letting them down and making it way too difficult for them to react. It's just making it so much harder. And by the time she reacts, this player reacts to shutting down the play. She couldn't get off the line because it took her too long to get on the line. And because she was focused on getting onside, she sort of lost track of where her channel was that she needed to be defending. So a lot of this sort of what we might see as bad defensive reads can come down to the fact that their pre-touch just wasn't good enough. France hit back here. It's just good listening to the referee here. So you can see that this touch here, the touch has overrun the mark. Now when you get back 7 meters with the referee 1,000 times, you get sort of muscle memory on the distance that the referee are going to make you get. But that's normally when you're standing here and you're making the touch in front. But because number 6 has run over the mark or overrun the touch, when she gets back onside, she thinks she's onside here, but she's probably gone back 7 meters from where she ended up stopping, but the play the ball was 2 meters past that, so she needed to be back around here to be called onside. So this player is identified that she's offside. She's going to keep running at her. The referee's called play through, which is an advantage play, and they just go at the line. So it's not really a structured try here. It's just good eyes up and good awareness of what the referee's calling. So as you can see the time here, there's 30 seconds left. We've just had a half court. Now normally France, their box is over here, over that side, and normally they would just try and sub off the field. So the ball would always go this way. They'd go to their box and they would sub off, get new subs on and try to attack like that. Whether or not this was an instruction from the coaching staff or the girls knowing that there was only 25 seconds left, they actually start going this way. And the winger here is probably just used to seeing the ball going away from her all the time. She doesn't realise that this winger is now a threat all of a sudden. And it's nice eyes up to see that the winger's in and they run down the sideline. Great job from this referee to get out of the way. And this try forces it into a dropout. Oh, it makes me cringe. Every time I see a player dive like that on their knees. Oh. Sorry, I just feel like that there's a million ways you can hurt yourself doing that. But yeah, this is forced it into a drop-off, which is 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Whoever's winning at the end of the 2 minutes is the winner. If the scores are still level, they drop down to 3-on-3. And it is next try wins, or golden try, you might say. So as you can see here, we've got 4-on-4. And what's happened is England are trying to get some fresh legs on the field. France have understood that they're probably going to do that. They've sent one off already, and they bunch because they think that the ball's coming over this way as well. So they all start sliding, which is probably what they're used to do. They've used to been doing the whole game at 6-on-6, but they don't have a winger out here anymore. Neither do England, but because they're all shifted to the left, and England now have probably their fastest girl running right, there's just too much vacant space on the outside for France to then cover. So they didn't actually need to be that bunched. I know they don't want to leak any holes in the middle, but I don't think England would be trying to punch through the middle back there with a hole set and needing to get fresh legs on. So she just takes the opportunity to use the space that England left open and run around them. And that there pretty much wins the game for England, and they received the gold medal at the Atlantic Youth Touch Cup in 2023. So it was an absolutely thrilling game. Two very different teams. England was sort of more structured, whereas France sort of had the better game awareness and eyes up ability. But excellent game. Congratulations to England. Please subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time on Touchscreen. Thanks. Bye.